The anatomy of the doormat. You aren't just exhausted, you are eroded. It's the kind of fatigue that doesn't live in your muscles, but in the very marrow of your bones. You feel like an open well in a desert where everyone comes to drink, but no one ever brings a bucket of their own. They leave you dry, and you, conditioned to be the good one, just smile through the cracked lips of your own depletion and say, "It's okay." But we both know it's a lie. You look around and see the loud, the mediocre, and the arrogant getting the promotions, the devotion and the recognition that you've earned 10 times over. While you get the, "Hey, can you do me a favor?" text at 10 p.m. You get talked over in meetings. You get the emotional scraps of people who only remember you exist when their own world is falling apart. You've been told your kindness is a crown. You think that if you just bleed a little more, if you carry their crosses a little further, they will finally wake up and see your worth. They won't. In the cold machinery of human interaction, generosity without a no isn't seen as a gift. It's seen as a default setting. It's seen as a commodity. And humans do not value what is abundant and free. They value what is scarce and dangerous. By being nice, you haven't become a saint. You've become a resource. You've signaled to the world that your time, your heart, and your dignity are on clearance. And the world is more than happy to take the discount. If you want the bleeding to stop, you have to kill the part of you that craves their approval. You have to commit a sin against everything you were taught is Sunday school or by your polite, timid parents. You need to stop being a player in their script and start becoming the architect of your own reality. Most people are NPCs, non-player characters. They are the background noise in someone else's empire. You've been playing the role of the ultimate NPC, believing the lie that your utility is your value. You think that being useful makes you safe. It doesn't. It makes you an appliance. And when an appliance breaks, you don't mourn it, you replace it. In this session, we are going to perform a radical extraction. We are going to cut out the nice person programming that has turned you into a lighthouse for narcissists and parasites. I'm not here to give you self-love affirmations. Those are bandages on a bullet wound. We are going into the biology of power. We're going to discuss why being harmless is actually a moral failure. I'm going to show you why the world only respects the hand that can also strike. Be warned, this transition is violent. It requires the death of the you that apologizes for existing, the you that says yes while your stomach turns in knots. That version of you has to be buried today so the sovereign can stand up. This isn't about becoming bully or a villain. It's about the monster in the garden. It's about having the teeth in the claws, but choosing to keep them sheathed and making sure everyone knows they are there. Look at the nature of respect. A predator doesn't pick a fight with another predator for fun. A wolf doesn't hunt a bear because the risk of a broken jaw is too high. A predator hunts the harmless. When you walk through life always agreeable, always available, always forgiving, you are wearing a neon sign that says, "Safe to exploit." You think you're showing virtue, but their primitive brains are reading no consequences. And where there are no consequences, respect cannot grow. The sovereign shift, you have to swallow a bitter pill. You are not a victim of their cruelty as much as you are a victim of your own lack of boundaries. You have handed them the whip and then wondered why they use it. You've done this because you are terrified. You're scared that if you stop serving, you'll stop belonging. You are buying love with servitude, but that's a fraudulent transaction. You aren't being loved, you're being compensated for your convenience. Let's look at the scam you've been running. Yes, a scam. You think you're being a martyr, but psychologically, you are operating under a covert contract. It's an unwritten agreement in your head that says, "I will anticipate every one of your needs. I will never cause conflict. And I will be perfect. In exchange, you must love me and never leave me." But you never told them the rules. And now you're drowning in resentment because they aren't paying the debt you never asked them to sign. This niceness isn't a virtue, it's a manipulation tactic. It's a strategy to avoid the pain of rejection by becoming indispensable. But the more you give from this place of fear, the more repulsive you become. People can smell the desperation of a martyr, and it makes them lose respect. Nobody respects a servant who refuses to leave the kitchen. You need to tear that contract up. You need to become gold. In economics, value is dictated by scarcity. Air is vital, but it's free, so we pollute it. Gold is useless for survival, but it is rare, so we guard it with our lives. You have been acting like air, available at every breath, taken for granted. To stop the exploitation, you must learn the art of withdrawal. This isn't a petty game, it's a redistribution of your life force. The next time you feel used, your instinct will be to explain yourself. You'll want to say, "Don't you see how much I'm doing?" Stop. Do not explain. Do not argue. Simply withdraw your attention. Silence is the ultimate leverage. When you pull your energy off the table, you create a vacuum. The user will panic, not because they miss you, but because their supply has been cut off. They will check to see if the appliance is broken. In that moment, do not reassure them. Stay in the silence. Let the ambiguity sit between you like a wall. This leads us to the Jungian Shadow. As Carl Jung said, it's better to be whole than good. To be whole, you must integrate your capacity for destruction. A man who cannot be dangerous is not peaceful. He is just a rabbit. A rabbit isn't virtuous because it doesn't bite. It's just incapable of biting. True virtue is being a monster and keeping it on a leash. You must be willing to burn the bridge while you are still standing on it. The person who is willing to walk away holds all the power in any room. If they know you won't leave, they know they own you. You must develop emotional autonomy. Your internal peace can no longer be a hostage to their external mood. If they are angry because you finally said no, let them be angry. Their anger is a them problem. Stop trying to metabolize their toxicity for them and become like gravity. Gravity doesn't apologize when you trip. It doesn't argue, it just is. When you stop justifying and defending your boundaries, you strip the manipulator of their tools. They cannot hook you if you provide no handle. Stop being a helper and start being a builder. Helpers are used until they are empty. Builders are respected because they are occupied with a mission higher than anyone's approval. When you are building your own empire, your body, your mind, your wealth, you don't have to try to be scarce. You are naturally unavailable because your time is expensive. This shift will make you the villain in their story. Accept it. Wear the black hat. If being a person with boundaries makes you cold or selfish in their eyes, then be the coldest, most selfish person they've ever met. The price of being liked by everyone is the slow suicide of your own soul. That price is too high. Imagine yourself 6 months from now. You walk into a room and you don't scan the faces for validation. You speak with the weight of a person who knows their own teeth. You say no without an explanation, and you watch as the world miraculously adjusts to yo. You aren't a resource to be mined anymore. You are a sovereign territory. The old you, the one who begged for scraps, has to die today. Be ruthless with that old self. They are the ones keeping the cage locked. The world doesn't need more nice people. It needs strong, integrated humans who know their worth and refuse to negotiate it. If this hit a nerve, you're ready for the deeper surgery. The most lethal tools, the dark psychology of defense, and the mechanics of high-level influence are things the algorithm doesn't want you to hear. They are hidden behind the join button. Most will stay in the shallow end where it's safe. But you're done being prey. Step into the architect level. I'll see you on the inside.